So I posted this makeup on Saturday night and you guys all loved it. So I thought I would film the looks. I haven't sat down and done an in-depth makeup tutorial in so long. It's so easy to do and it's so perfect for any sort of Christmas parties, even Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, just festive, you know? So if you want to see how I did this makeup, then please keep watching. At this time of year, I need my skin to be like juicy under my makeup. So I'm going to start with some Rhode glazing milk. Then I'm going to use some of the milk. This is the Hydro Grip and Glow Primer. This makes your skin look so pretty. You can apply this with your hands, but I quite like to sort of stipple it on with a brush. But look at the glow. Like on this on its own as well is just insane on your skin. Just makes your skin look like glass instantly. Look at that. This is a Spectrum 04 brush. But that primer is so good. I wore this Glam out on Saturday and I was out literally until like 3 in the morning and my makeup was the same when I came back home. For my brows, I'm just using some of this Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Freeze Gel. I love this one. I actually think I prefer it to just the original Brow Freeze because, I don't know, something kind of like makes the hair fibres look a bit fuller. But I also love that my brows literally do not move with this. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Skin Perfect foundation from Dior. This, I mean, I think it's viral for a reason. It's such a good foundation. I absolutely love it. I do love mixing the glazing milk in with it like you see all over TikTok and stuff. But when I'm going on a night out and I want the coverage to be a bit fuller, then I'll just put it on my face and blend it out. Foundation really does just like blur out your skin and make it look perfect. Like it really does do exactly what the name says. Like look at that skin finish. It also just blends out so nicely. For contour, I'm going to use this Westman Atelier. This is the one in Biscuit. I love this because it's got such a grey tone to it. So it's really good for contouring. If I compare it to the more sort of bronzy one that I've got from them, this one is, what's this one? Truffle. But you can see this one is so much more grey than this one. So this is so good for contouring because obviously you don't want your contour to be orange. You want it to be like grey, like a shadow. So if you look at the natural shadow of my face, it's like a grey colour. I just love the colour of this one. I use it for my cheeks mainly. And then I'm just going to pop some along my jawline. But you can see because of the colour, it almost just does look like the shadow. It's like I've just created a more snatched jaw. And then I'm going to use the Truffle shade, which is the more bronzy one, for my forehead. I definitely prefer just doing a really small line of contour now because I've got quite defined cheekbones all the way down here. If I bring my contour further down than basically where I put it, my cheeks just look muddy. So I have to keep it very high up and sort of just blend it into this section. But obviously you can bring it down further if you want a little bit more definition. Look how perfect the colour of that contour is though for your jawline because it just creates the perfect fake shadow colour. So once that's blended, I'm just going to grab some of the Say, this is the Light Bronze Say Beauty Cream Bronzer, it's so good, and just warm up my cheeks. I actually love this product. I forgot about it and then I've kind of fallen back in love with it again. It's just such a nice cream bronzer. What I like to do is just get a little bit of that Dior foundation, just put it on the back of my hand, and then just press my beauty blender on that first, because I feel like beauty blenders work better when there's a bit of product, and then I'll go over and just diffuse out any harsh lines. I think that's the key to getting a soft blend, is just to use a little bit more of your foundation when you come to blend it all out, so it just seamlessly all blends together. So I'm just grabbing, this is a NARS, I think it's a concealer brush, but it's got a really nice little angle on it, and I'm gonna grab some more of that Westman Atelier, the contour shade, so the Truffle one, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of contour into the side of my nose. Concealer, I'm going to use some of the MAC Studio Radiance. I honestly just love this concealer. This shade is NW11. It's really good for brightening. Also just going to pop some here to just sort of like lift my cheeks up. And then start by blending out with a brush. My favourite concealer brush has got to be this Kylie sort of triangle shaped one. It is so good for blending out concealer. I think it's also the shape of it that it just fits really nicely under your eye. So this is a personal preference thing that works well with my face. It might not be the same with everyone's, but this is what I do. So instead of just taking the concealer up to like lift your face, I actually take mine out quite wide on my cheekbones, because that is what makes my cheekbones look higher and more prominent. And then once I've blended it with a brush, and I'm just gonna go in with this little mini sponge from Real Techniques. I love this one for blending out your under eye. Then, because I'm going for a berry lip, I'm going to use some of the Rhode Sleepy Girl blush. So that, because you can see it's got that really nice berry tone to it. I still haven't decided whether I prefer applying the rose blush with my fingers or a brush, because I feel like I prefer my fingers. I think it goes on better than when I use a brush. And then I always just apply a little bit to the center of my nose here, and then buff everything out again with this yellow sponge. I just love the shade of the Rhode Sleepy Girl blush. It's just such a good blush shade, you know. I want a really bright under eye. So this is the Rose Tone Up Powder. It's a pinky one, so it's really good for under your eyes. Just got some on a little brush, and then I'm gonna dust that under my eyes first. So I'm just using a really light amount of this just to set everything in place first. So I'm not going in too much product. Then I'm gonna use, so these little tiny powder puff things from Real Techniques are so good for your under eye. So I'm gonna use this, and then the pink cloud set from Kosas. So this is one of the new cloud set shades that they're launching, that apparently is already launched in America, but they haven't launched here yet. But this color is so good for brightening under your eyes. So I'm just gonna pack some onto that little finger powder puff thing, and then I'm just gonna press it under my eye. Bit more of a sort of baking style with this one. I love a real sort of pinky under eye when I'm doing a berry lip, because I just feel like the colours really complement each other. And then as you can see, I'm sort of just lightly dusting away any powder that was sort of sat there. But look at the brightness that that has given my under eye. I'm honestly obsessed with that powder. So not only has that insanely brightened my under eye, but obviously I've set this eye, not this eye, but literally those two powders together, it's like, where's my under eye gone? It's such a flawless under eye finish. I am yet to find, though, a tool that sets the powder under your eyes as well as these little finger powder puffs. There's just something about them that you get such a seamless powder finish under your eyes, because they're not like a soft powder puff. They're quite, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's not very fluffy. The texture is really unlike any other powder puff that I've got. Then for the rest of my face, I'm just gonna get a big fluffy brush and use the Fenty Beauty. This is just the translucent powder. I love this for the rest of my face because I feel like it really takes away the shine, but my skin still looks glowy. I've just filled in my brows using the Kosas. This is the Brow Pop with Nano, and it's got a super thin tip on it, so it's so good for filling in your brows. I'm actually in love with it. I used this for the first time when I went out on Saturday and did that glam. The Patrick Tar, this is the Major Dimension 3 palette, but the matte one. The shades in here are stunning, and the formula of the eyeshadows, I'm obsessed. I feel like when you do a bold lip, you want to keep your eyes very simple, so I'm just gonna fill my crease in with this shade. The only thing I would say though with those colors is you do get quite a lot of fallout from the brush, so you definitely need to tap it first before putting it onto your eye. And then with this, I'm just gonna start sort of building up the definition in the corner, push it into my eyebrow as well. And then I'm just following the natural shape of my crease. And then I'm just creating like a really small kind of triangle shape just at the edge of my eye here. The formula of these eyeshadows is so, I can only describe it as almost like it's soft, because they just blend in so nicely. How nice is that eyeshadow shade though? It's nice to do with the bold lip because it's not overpowering, but also this shade just for everyday makeup. I love it. So there is also this white shade in here that I'm going to use just to bring some brightness into the corner of my eye. While I'm trying to search for this brush, I got this set in the Black Friday sale on ASOS. It's a Morphe brush set, and it's literally got pretty much every single brush you could ever need, and it's such a good price. I'm not sure if it would still be in the sale, but I don't think it was a bad price even out of the sale. So I'm just gonna pack that color on. This brush is actually from that set, just using a flat brush. And then from that same brush set, there's just a nice fluffy one I'm just gonna buff it out with. I think it's nice to bring a bit of brightening to your eyes when you're using a dark lip as well. Pigment in this Patrick Tar palette though. I feel like this honestly could be the only palette I need in my life, and I could just get rid of everything else, because it just feels like it's got all the all the shades that I would ever need. And I love how good that white colour is at brightening your inner corner, but it doesn't look like a really intense like white eyeshadow, because I hate that look. Okay, that's the eyeshadow done. Honestly, it's really simple. Anyone can do it. I'm not an eyeshadow girly. I'm not good at eyeshadow. It's not my favorite thing to do. So if I can do that, you guys can do it too. It's so simple. One thing I cannot and will not ever be able to do on camera is liner. So I've put that on. I've used the Milani. This is a felt tip liner. If you're not great at liner, a felt tip liner is definitely gonna be your best friend. I find it the easiest way to do it. It is a little bit thicker than the one I had on Saturday, but that's fine. For lashes, I'm gonna use these Eyelure. These are my favorite cluster lashes. Just get them in Boots. I don't know why these little Eyelure ones are so good, but the thing is, I love the medium and the short length and not the long one, so I want them to just do an entire pack of those, because I never ever use the long ones because they're just a bit too long. So I'm going to use, I normally do 2 medium on the outer corner and then 1 small one, so I do 3 to create like a little fan, just in case you're wondering which ones I'm using. I'm such a cluster lash girl, but honestly, since that eyelash lift that I was telling you guys all about, now that they're starting to like come down but they're over curled, putting these lashes on is a nightmare, because my lashes are just sort of all over the shop. Hate that with like a bad lash lift, because then you got to wait for them to drop before you can do anything about them, and then they just kind of get in the way, and then if I put mascara on, they just look weird. So honestly, so annoying. Like, so that's why I haven't put mascara on first. I think if your lashes are normal, I do recommend mascara before putting on cluster lashes, but mine are just a bit all over the place at the moment. Honestly, these lashes, it's like I get it in there and then one of the little lashes just sticks up and it twists it round. It's great fun. You have to have like, this is giving, when you have to do like breathing exercises to remind yourself that. So honestly, I was late going out on Saturday night. I was running so late, and obviously there was that wild storm and my lashes just would not stick. Like, they would not stick, and I was sitting here like having to fully like breathe, because you know when you're in a rush and everything's going wrong, I was getting myself all flustered, but it's fine. This one's literally, I mean, I'm gonna go off camera and do this, I think, because we might be here for a while. Right, we've got them on both eyes, and they're just really good lashes. They work for nighttime, daytime, they're just so good. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more colour to my cheeks, I think. I want them to look a little bit more berry coloured, so I'm gonna use this kind of, it's more sort of terracotta-y, but I like the colour that this comes out. It's the Pinch of Marrakesh from MAC, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna push it onto the brush, but because I don't want too much, I'm gonna just dab the product onto the back of my hand before going onto my face, because we want it to look a little bit subtle, you know. I don't want to go too in with the product. That's actually a really good way of applying blush if you're scared about like what it's going to be like when it comes out. Just go like this and then tap it onto your cheek, and 9 times out of 10 the product just comes out so beautifully diffused and it just looks so pretty, and then you will avoid any scary blush dramas. Okay, now's the fun part, and the part that we've all been waiting for, the lips. This lip combo is stunning. So this lip liner is the no it's not, I'm calling it something completely different. So this is the Burgundy lip pencil from MAC, and it is so good. I just absolutely love the colour of this. It's perfect for this time of year. It's the colour that is just on trend everywhere. So for your lips, if you don't want to wear the colour, it's such a nice way to kind of bring it into your outfit. Then what I do, just diffuse the edges of the lip liner. You could just go clear gloss once you blended it out, and that would be stunning, but we're going to use, so this is the Maybelline Lip Vinyl in shade Royal 55. My camera is slowly slipping down. The colour of this is stunning, and the formula, because I wanted glossy lips, I wanted something that would stay all night, and so I went to Boots, found this, and I can promise you guys my lips stayed the same for the entire night out. They didn't budge, and I think that's nice when you've got a dark colour lip, because you don't want to worry about it coming off or sliding down your face. Is that not giving Bratz doll? I'm honestly obsessed with it. I did try and create almost a little bit of a Brat style lip, so I took my Cupid's bow up a bit higher and made it a little bit more pointy, and then just overdrew my bottom lip a little bit more. So yeah, so this lipstick kind of dries down but dries glossy. The formula is actually magical. I'm just gonna add a little bit more bronzer to my forehead using the Kylie Toasty bronzer. I don't think it is it toasty or toasted? Toasty. That's the only thing, I feel like as soon as I put a dark lip on, the colour in my face kind of goes, but we'll just warm it back up with some bronzer. I've had a little bit to my cheek as well. Gorgeous. I honestly I love this Glam. I think it's so perfect for Christmas. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Christmas parties. But I mean, the outfit's not quite as glam as it was on Saturday night. But I'm really hoping that you guys enjoyed seeing how I did this makeup. I will of course link everything that I used below, all the shade names and all that sort of stuff. But if you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.